What's up guys, Blake here and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making a video on some hog attractant that I'd like to make. What I made before, I'm not going to show you right now because I do not want to open that bucket being how strong it is, but it's my KillerOrange sour corn. Very, very potent stuff and the hogs really love it. I noticed they liked a lot of orange smell, or at least orange. I tried strawberry before, some people like to use that and it works. I didn't have much luck with it, I don't know why. But I'm going to go ahead and show you today the KillerOrange juice. It's just going to be a liquid form that you can like pour on like a stump or just the ground, or dig a hole in the ground and pour it in there. Or you can pour it over some dry corn or something you have. But I'm going to go ahead and show you the ingredients and show you how to make it. So let's go ahead and take a look at that clip. Alright guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the ingredients to make the KillerOrange juice. Actually, this is going to be probably really budget friendly for most people, keeping that in mind. Not everybody. I mean, you really probably don't want to go spend a whole pile of money anyway just on something for some wild hogs. But this is actually under $10, and I actually believe is all under $8. So we're going to go ahead and show you what we got here. So first off, we're going to have this Tampico citrus juice. We're going to use that in there. I usually use Tang. The powder, of course, but I'm going to go ahead and try this out, being that it was cheaper. I'm trying to do the cheapest route possible. I think this is going to work out fantastic, and it smells pretty good, so I mean, I found hogs really like the orange stuff, so let's try that out. We're going to have 1 pound of salt. Now keep in mind, we're not going to use the whole entire thing, maybe half, a little less, depending. Then we're going to have the Domino's sugar. I'm surprised that this one was cheaper than the Great Value. It was like $2.08 for this. We're not going to use the whole thing of this as well. Probably half, maybe a cup or so of it. We'll figure out how much we're going to use. Now I usually use the Great Value orange Jello powder. They didn't have it, but I got the Jello brand Jello. It's like $1.22 for the whole pack, which isn't too terribly expensive. So I try to keep this budget friendly for everybody because, like I said, you don't want to spend a whole lot of money on wild hogs. I try not to spend a whole pile of money on that. Now it's kind of like the deer or something like that, then that's different. But wild hogs, not really worried about that. And then the yeast, this could be like an optional ingredient. I usually put this in the KillerOrange sour corn that I make. It adds a nice, good smell to it. It ferments it really well, and it definitely attracts the hogs in a lot with that high fermentation going on. So I'm probably just going to put 1 pack of this. I probably don't even need it, but I feel like the fermentation definitely helps out for sure. And the sugar inside this and what we're going to add is definitely going to help, and also what's in here. So the container you're going to want to use is just going to be anything you might have like this, possibly just like a soap jug that I got for car washes. You can use like a window washer jug, a gallon jug, like a gallon milk jug, or a bucket if you have to, things like that. Just something that you have like a top or something you can put back on and store it for later. I prefer this because it's easier to carry around. You just use what you want of it, put the top back on, close it up, and then the longer it sits, the better it's going to get for attracting hogs, especially when you have that yeast and stuff in there. But let's go ahead and get it mixed up and show you how we're going to do it. Alright guys, so we're at the sink. So we're going to go ahead and start mixing stuff up. So things you might need to do if you can add your stuff is you definitely going to need you a funnel. If you don't have one like this, I got this one out of the automotive section at Walmart for like 80 cents or so, something like that. If you don't have one of these, you can use like the top of like a Coke bottle or something like that. Just, cut the end off and you can stick it down on top, and there you go. You can mix it that way. So we're going to get that there. So what I like to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the dry ingredients first. That way if this is like wet, you try and pour in like the dry stuff after you do like the liquids and things. It all can like get caked up in here and clogged up probably. It'd be a little harder to add stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and start adding some things here. So I went ahead and get some salt. We're probably going to, let's try to like a cup of salt if we can. Let's go ahead and add that in there. Actually, you know what? We're just going to end up doing a half. I feel like a half is definitely enough salt. And we still got a pretty good bit amount in here, so we're going to go ahead and pour our salt in here. Alright, there's that. There's our cup of salt. Now we're going to go ahead and get us some sugar. We're going to add this. So I think what we might do with the sugar Thinking about doing probably like a cup and a half or a whole cup. But if you know, and if you don't have a measuring cup like this, I'm pretty sure you can eyeball it and get it, you know, kind of about what do you think would like be good for it. But you don't have to do exact measurements. I'm just doing it like this, that way I can get more than one bottle out of the stuff. Or at least the sugar and salt and stuff like that. The only thing we're really going to use the most of, actually the whole thing, is just going to be the Jello pack. You need that whole Jello pack for sure. So that's going to be the only thing you're not going to be able to use more than once. Alright. That sugar running through that thing's pretty cool. So we got that. Let's go ahead and get the Jello packet here. And you know, like I said before, the Great Value Jello will work actually just as good. I've had really good success with that, but it's all I had in the shelf, so we're going to go ahead and just use this. I can take it and just tear off a corner. That's just me, you know. I'm weird like that, I guess. I just do that, and just gonna take that and put it right in there. Alright, here's a Jello packet. Make sure you get all that out of there. Okay. So now we're gonna go ahead and add our pack of active yeast. As soon as I can figure out where it is. Ah, here we are. It's like I know I had it on a counter somewhere. So we're just gonna go ahead and rip us open a pack of active yeast here. Now this is the instant yeast. This isn't the I think this is the rapid rise. The other one's like called like a dry yeast or something. So this is the pack of rapid rise yeast here. Rapid rise yeast. So we have that. I think that's it for the dry. So we're gonna go ahead and get some hot water going here. Let's try and get this water nice and hot. Shouldn't take too long. So I'm gonna use this hot water. It's definitely gonna help with the sugar and all that stuff dissolve. This thing is taking 1,000 years to warm up here. Come on. So I'm gonna start doing it by cups. I don't know how much I'm gonna need. But we're just going to do a few here. One. Try and wash the rest of that yeast in there. Two. Three. I think 3 cups of water is going to be pretty good. So let me go ahead and I'm just going to shake this up really quick to get that mixed up pretty well. And whenever you put the yeast in a container like this, you might want to leave the lid kind of loose on top because that yeast releases gases as it fermentates. And it could probably build up a lot of pressure inside this container. I think if you have too much sugar and yeast, it might actually, I don't know if it's going to make the bottle explode or not. I don't think it's going to be like that. But it probably could cause something like that maybe to happen. So when you go to store it, you're going to just probably put the cap kind of loosely on top or something like that maybe to keep that pressure from building up. But now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the juice to it. Alright, so let's see how much juice we're going to get here. Going to use the measuring cup and measure it out. You might want to put that funnel back in there. That could definitely assist with the making of the stuff here. Alright. So we got 1. This stuff smells pretty good. I wonder if you can use like an orange concentrate too. I'm thinking about maybe trying that. I'm not sure how much it'll make, but orange concentrate might work pretty well. I want to get this jug half full. It's 3 so far. Oops. That's why I want to do it by a sink because I kind of poured a little too fast there. I think that's 5. So we're pretty much really low at the bottom. Alright, now we're about a little, maybe a half or, you know, maybe a little more. But we're going to go ahead and finish it up with some more hot water. Now, I think that's about where I'm going to want it. It's almost towards the top. I actually might end up taking and putting a little hole on the top of this. Well, when I'm carrying it, if I do that, it'll leak out. So I think when I store it, I'm just going to kind of keep it a little loose. That way the air has some way of escaping. Because I want the air, the gas from the yeast. But that's going to be that. So I'm going to go ahead and shake it up once more. And all the juice and stuff in there and everything else. It smells really good. But I hope y'all enjoyed that. We're going to be going and taking out a little later on and putting some at the site where we're going to be hunting some of these hogs at. So I'll show you the clip on that. Alright guys, so we're on the way to the spot to go try out the KillerOrange. I got some old potatoes. I'm pretty sure they'll eat it because when they smell this stuff, it's going to work. So I'm going to take the potatoes, cut them up, and I'm going to pour the juice on top of it and see how that works. Generally, putting any kind of bait out, you're going to want to dig a hole. That way it'll give the hog something to focus on, especially if you're trying to sit in like a stand or something or like a little tent. That's generally the best idea. But we're just going to take the potatoes, cut them up, and put the game camera out and see if we can catch anything. Stay tuned. Alright, so it's getting a little late, unfortunately, by the time I got here. I got some potatoes and the older ones. I'm going to go ahead and just cut them up. Like I said, generally you're going to want to make a hole, but we don't have a shovel, and I am about to try and take a stick and do that. So we're just going to try and cut these potatoes up without cutting myself. I'm just going to take a few, put them on the ground. Well, they're bouncing everywhere but where I want them to go. Come in like little slices. All right. And just remember, don't ever leave your trash out in the woods. You don't want to contribute to that type of thing. Always pick it up. We gotta take care of our wildlife, even though we're about to be hunting some, but wild hogs are invasive species. They cause billions of dollars in damage every year to farmers and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm doing them a favor to taking out a few of them. Right here I got the KillerOrange. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a little shake. I can already smell it before I open it. Wow, that smells pretty strong. So we're just going to give this a little bit of this here. So I think I have confidence this is going to work pretty good. So I'm just going to use like half of this. And that should work out pretty well. Alright guys, let you know if we get anything. We're going to set the camera up and keep you updated.